In this video, I want to talk about the dangers of staying in your comfort zone. Yes, you heard that right. The dangers and the things you'll miss out on in your life if you stay in your comfort zone. First of all, I want to say, when people see comfort zone, they have a lot of mixed definitions as to what that means. Like, what is a comfort zone? What does that even mean? It's just anything that doesn't make you feel uncomfortable is a comfort zone. Anything you do that's it's so natural that you don't feel any anxiety or there's no excitement. It's just comfortable, right? It's just it's easy, right? And the problem with staying in your comfort zone, in addition to everything that you're going to be missing out on that we're going to talk about in a second, the other problem is the more you stay in there, the circle actually shrinks. Your comfort zone gets smaller and smaller and smaller to the point where now you're just uncomfortable almost doing anything because you've been so comfortable for so long. Now almost anything is out of your comfort zone. And it's a really bad place to be. So let's talk about what you're gonna miss out on, okay? What you will miss out on in your life if you stay inside your comfort zone. And this is gonna be a very powerful video, okay? And I'm gonna explain to you exactly how you'll miss out on these things if you stay in your comfort zone, okay? Let's just start from here and then we'll go clockwise. We got six things listed here, but there's plenty more, if I'm honest. There's plenty more beyond these things. First thing is wealth. You are never gonna be wealthy if you wanna be comfortable. It's impossible for you. You might get lucky and make some money. You might get really lucky in your life if you have some really good connections and you kind of slither in and make a little bit of money, but you're never gonna build real true wealth with being comfortable. You need to get way outside your comfort zone. So that's why this circle represents the comfort zone, and wealth is out here. You see, it's outside the comfort zone. You need to expand your comfort zone up to here, okay? So in order to get wealth, you need to do uncomfortable things. You need to feel uncomfortable emotions that we always talk about. I talked about this in many of my other videos. Like the number one secret to successful people is, embracing and being okay with uncomfortable emotions. And that's like a mandatory requisite if you want to build wealth in your life. Next one is fulfillment. Let's say, for me, what fulfills me is really helping other people on this platform like YouTube is a very fulfilling thing for me, to make videos for you guys and to help you guys in any way that I can. That fulfills me in a very deep kind of way. And if I didn't step outside of my comfort zone, this YouTube channel would have never existed. Can you think about that? I would have never, ever made this YouTube channel if I didn't step outside my comfort zone. Because 3 years ago for me, this was out of the question. It was way too uncomfortable. But I gradually stepped outside of my comfort zone, and I gradually, went to a place where I was just expanding my comfort zone, expanding. So now I can get more fulfillment in my life. I'm not scared to speak up. I don't care about talking on camera. I don't feel anything. I don't feel any nerves when I'm talking in front of a camera. It's just it's really natural. So it's my new comfort zone, okay? So my comfort zone has expanded and it's going like this, okay? My comfort zone is keep getting bigger. And the more I do uncomfortable things, the more you're pushing that circle to be bigger and bigger. And your goal is to get this comfort zone to be as big as possible. And the only way you can expand it and make it that big is if you do uncomfortable things. Okay, and that's what's gonna expand that circle, and now everything is gonna be more comfortable for you. Like for example, the first couple videos I made, I might not have been 100% comfortable doing it. Now I'm 100% comfortable making these videos. There's nothing distracting me or on my mind when I'm making these videos. I'm just straight talking to a camera. I have no idea what I'm gonna say. None of it is pre-planned, and we're just improvising all the way through. And what's helped me do that is slow, incremental, kind of uncomfortable moves. At first it was a Toastmasters, then it was improv class, and then I took a bunch of improv classes, and I've been taking them for 2 years now, to the point where I'm performing and I'm totally okay with just being on the spot and talking about anything at all, really. So that all comes from expanding your comfort zone by doing uncomfortable things slowly. Do more. And as you do more, the world literally becomes your oyster, and you get to experience the world in a different way than people that are stuck in their little circle, in their little bubble of comfort. They can't experience the world in the way that they actually want to, deep down inside. Next one is contribution up here. We got contribution up here. So again, contributions like this YouTube channel. Like, I can't contribute my thoughts and my feelings if I'm uncomfortable that I can't even make a video, or I'm uncomfortable to put this information on YouTube for the entire world to see and for the entire world to potentially judge. I don't care. Like, oh, this guy's wearing a pink shirt. It's kind of orange, but I don't care, right? I am willing to accept that judgment, if you have it. And some people are gonna judge me, and they might judge my videos in a negative way. Maybe a lot of people will do it in a positive way, but some people will judge it in a negative way, and you have to be okay with that, right? And I'm not just specifically talking about YouTube videos, it's just one example that I'm giving to contribute in a sense. Like, if you wanna make big contributions in your life, if you wanna do good for people, if you wanna build big things, all those require doing uncomfortable things and stepping way outside of that comfort zone. And like I said before, every single time you step outside of your comfort zone, you are expanding that circle every single time. So do it as often as humanly possible. Adventures, you're gonna miss out on adventures, okay? If you can't expand your comfort zone, you're gonna be uncomfortable in certain situations. You might be uncomfortable, too uncomfortable at a party where you don't know anybody, and you're too uncomfortable to get out of your comfort zone and go talk to people, and or talk to people, on the street or in the elevator or anywhere. Let's say let me give you another example. Let's say you go to a wedding, and you're like, my comfort zone is to sit here and not really, talk to that many people. Well, now you're missing out on some relationships you could build, okay? You're missing out on some fun. Like, maybe afterwards, some people want to head to a bar, and that could have been an excellent night, but you never got there. It never happened for you because you were staying in your comfort zone. You were scared to step out of your comfort zone. You were scared to, be rejected. You were scared to do feel uncomfortable in any sort of way. And that's going to hold you back. You're going to miss out on adventures. So far, you're going to miss out on wealth. You're going to miss out on fulfillment. You're going to miss out on contribution, and you're going to miss out on adventures. That's already pretty bad as is, to be honest. These last two, we'll start with this one. We'll start with this one here. Relationships, okay? Relationships. What do I mean by this? If your comfort zone is like, a lot of people are just like, this is what I'm gonna spend a little time on. A lot of people are very comfortable with just like, they meet, let's say you're a guy and you meet a girl, and you're just like, oh, it's like, it's natural, like they're family friends or whatever, and like you just kind of like, you end up like going out with them, and then maybe you end up marrying them. But this is like coming from a place of like scarcity. You're almost like marrying them because you're just like, well, she likes me and I like her, so let's just, we might as well. It's easy, it's comfortable, okay? So you might make a really bad choice on a spouse because it's comfortable, okay? And when you step outside of your comfort zone and you go out and you meet more girls, meet more people, and you have more options, you date more. Dating might be uncomfortable for some people. You date more, okay? You talk to more girls. So now you actually get to find out like, what is it that you want, and you hand pick the woman that you want to spend, the rest of your life with, as opposed to it just kind of falling in your lap. Because it was like part of your social circle and it was part of your comfort zone. You're like, oh, I guess I'll just go with her. I mean, she likes me, I like her. Like, let's just settle with that. It's so easy to do that. But the problem is that later on in life, you probably, you're not hand selecting it. You're not choosing the qualities that you want. So it's probably like, I hate to say it, but a lot of those relationships are just not going to work. They're just simply not. They're just not going to work. And you want to get out of your comfort zone and date as many girls as possible so you can see what qualities you like, what qualities you don't like, so that you can choose from a place of abundance as opposed to choosing from a place of scarcity where you're just like, okay, this girl's here and that's it. you know, and like I like her, there's feelings there, there's probably some doubts there too. You don't even know because there's not even that much to compare it to because you're too uncomfortable to go out with, you know, tens or hundreds of girls even, like, and I'm not condoning, you know, to go out with, you know, hundreds of girls, but I'm just saying you need to, you know, play the field a little bit to see for yourself, what do you like, what you don't like, because, you know, a relationship or getting married to someone, in my opinion, is probably the biggest decision you'll ever make in your entire life. You're choosing someone to spend, you know, the next 40 or 50 years with, or sometimes in some cases like 60 or 70 years. That's a very serious decision that should be taken very seriously. You don't want to just kind of get handed with something that comes your way. You want to hand select exactly the kind of human that you want by your side for all those years. That's very important. And again, you need to step out of your comfort zone to get there. It needs to happen, okay? And there's no way around it. Happiness is another one. Why do I write happiness? Because all these things, they're all a combination. Like everything is contributing to your happiness. The more comfortable you are, the more you're probably gonna feel like your emotions are gonna be okay. Like, because you're gonna, like whenever you're comfortable, you don't feel that many negative emotions. Usually, like in that moment when you're doing something comfortable, let's say you're watching TV or whatever. But long term, the more you stay in this comfort zone, eventually that pain is gonna creep up. It's gonna creep up on you. I'm telling you, it's gonna creep up on you. That pain is not going anywhere. If you stay in your comfort zone, this pain is gonna come haunting you. It's gonna come haunting you, and it's gonna be like telling you like, you know, Jack, you should have done this, this, and that. You're gonna have regrets. It's so painful to have regrets in your life. It's so painful. Don't feel the pain of regret. Trust me, the pain of like expanding your comfort zone, getting through your comfort zone, the pain of rejection, and all these things are way better long-term than the pain of regret. If you stay too long in that comfort zone, you're gonna feel that pain of regret later on in life, and it's gonna be nasty, okay? It's gonna hit you like a ton of bricks. So don't get to the point where that happens. Look to take a class that makes you uncomfortable. If dancing makes you uncomfortable, if singing makes you uncomfortable, take a singing class. If dancing makes you uncomfortable, take a dancing class. Whatever I mentioned, improv makes you uncomfortable, take an improv class. And this is not something I'm telling you guys to do. Like I said, I'm only teaching you guys things that I actually do myself. This is something I do myself, and I implement all this myself. So whatever I just said, like dance, singing, improv, comedy, like whatever word that made you feel most uncomfortable, or whatever thing you think is gonna make you feel uncomfortable. It could be like, you know, take a Muay Thai class too, like take a fighting class. If you feel like you're just not, you know, a strong guy and like that makes you uncomfortable. But if you're already a strong guy, you're jacked up, don't take a Muay Thai class. Do a class that's gonna make you actually feel very uncomfortable, where you're just like, you're just gonna be scared a little bit. Because every time you're scared and you continue to do that thing, you're expanding your comfort zone. Okay, it's that simple. Don't stay in your comfort zone, expand your comfort zone, and I promise you, long term, not short term. Short term is gonna be, you know, you're gonna feel uncomfortable emotions, you might feel some pain, you might feel the pain of rejection, the pain of this, the pain of that. It's gonna be hard short term. You gotta force yourself to do it. You gotta actually follow through and force yourself to do these things, even when you don't feel like doing them. But long term, I promise you, you're gonna be proud of yourself, your self-esteem is gonna go up, you're gonna be happier in general with life if you do things that are difficult and uncomfortable. All right, so drop a comment down below. I'm answering every single comment. So hit me up with a comment if you have any questions or anything that you're considering doing, or anything that you want to talk about regarding this or anything. Okay, I'm open to answering questions, so hit me up with a comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video.